Hey everybody and welcome back to Dicing with Death. So, Aldrich is going to be arriving today.
Yes, I will rememorize Enlarge. Instead of Phantom Steed, I will memorize Wraith Form.
hmm
And I think that's all that I had cast.
Okay. Um, so a messenger arrives early in that day on a horse that looks like it's been run pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the footmen. He's armed in studded leather armor with a short sword at his side and a spear attached to his horse's saddle behind him.
Okay. I watch from my workshop in the yard, but I don't approach. If I can, I listen across to him. But
The distance is too far to hear what
mm-hmm.
he and Crystal are saying. They speak for a little bit. Crystal nods and motions up to the keep, where he trots off after stabling his horse.
All right. I'll walk over to Crystal after he enters the keep.
Mm-hmm.
News from Ark Aldrich.
Yes. He says that he's conducting his business in town and will be arriving at the keep this evening. The foot soldier is here to see that all arrangements are made properly.
Business in town.
Mysterious. Do you know
Yes.
what business he speaks of?
I shake my head. If I had known he had business in town, it may have. Well, I may have looked into it. Oh well, we'll see when he arrives.
Hmm.
And I head back to my workshop. I am going to remove the amulet and put it in one of my deep pockets.
You cast deep pockets today?
Yeah, I cast it. I cast it basically every day,
Okay.
except for when we're skipping days. As in, I cast it every day, but I want to conserve my golden needles. So when it's not an actual important day, I don't cast it. That makes sense. Which is why, yeah.
All right.
But I guess I don't cast it. I cast it when I announce I cast it. But
Okay.
if we're actually doing things,
Yeah. I just want to make sure I know when it's.
it lasts for 18 hours, and I guess I have enough money that I can pretty much just make an infinite supply of golden needles.
Mm-hmm.
So more or less, it's every day.
Cool.
And if it's not every day, it's memorized every day, so I can cast it in a turn if I want it.
Yeah, Crystal gives a bit of a shrug.
God, 18 intelligence? Feel so dumb. Is this what life is like for these ordinary people? Right, sorry, did Crystal say anything more?
No. She gives a shrug and says, "Well, I'm sure we'll find out." And goes back to her post.
Yeah. So I spend the day working on my staff and continuing my studies. Yeah.
All right. That evening, not even that evening, that late afternoon, maybe an hour or two before the sun sets, a whole entourage approaches.
Mm-hmm.
There is Ark Aldrich riding at the front of it on horseback. Beside him is a knight, and behind them are 9 footmen on foot. No, there are 9 footmen on foot leading 3 horses, 2 of which are packed with supplies, and 1 of which has a riding saddle on it, but is not ridden.
All right. Where is Baron Song and Kelgreller? Are they waiting in the keep, or are they out here?
They're doing whatever they normally do at this time. They're both inside the keep.
Okay. Then I will do the same.
Just head into the keep and hang out?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear the keep doors swing open with a loud...
Are we in the Great Hall, or were Greller and Song elsewhere?
Greller was shaving in his room. and Baron Song was in his. He doesn't have a library. I guess he's in his personal study.
He does have a personal study, though?
Yeah.
With books?
There are a few books in there.
Okay. There are also a few books in my little closet. I like it.
Right.
My room. It doesn't have any windows. It's sort of just like a nap and book closet at this point. Although I think I only have like 10 books, so... So I'm probably in there pretending to be like I'm busy with something.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Like I don't want to be. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm up in the little closet waiting for a servant to come upstairs or someone to tell me what to do. Someone to call
on. A servant comes up and knocks on your door.
Mm-hmm. I think my door is like open.
All right. Then it's a knock and a. Excuse me, Ark Carl. Aldrich. Ark Aldrich has arrived with men in tow.
Very well. Has Lord Song gone to meet him?
Yes, he's on his way right now.
I nod, put whatever book I was perusing back on the shelf, and well, it's showtime. And head downstairs.
Okay. You get downstairs and find in the Great Hall Baron Song.
Of day is it?
Evening, just before evening.
Okay.
Late afternoon.
Will there be sources of flame in the Great Hall?
No.
Do I expect there to be some lit? Then I will head downstairs with a candle and try and nonchalantly either set it on a table or use it to light whatever light sources there are in the room. But I want to establish that there is a lit candle within easy access.
Okay. You'll have to set it on a table because the light sources that you would light are the chandeliers, which have candles on them, but they have to be lowered and lit and then raised. And Baron Song's
I play it off as if it's no big deal, but I set the candle on the dining table in the Great Hall within easy reach of me.
Okay.
And Aldrich.
Aldrich turns and says, you must be Ark. He stops, and he considers you carefully. Ark Carl.
I don't know that he would recognize me. I mean, he met Georg.
He met Georg,
a scruffy red-robed wizard from across the sea.
What sort of thing would if you were DM? What would you roll to see if he recognized you?
Probably like a charisma check.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not like I didn't apply an actual disguise, but he met a kid for a couple of hours.
A couple months ago, he met a kid for a couple hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I think
a wizard, and then that wizard later turned out to be rather, important, and he's been looking for him. So yeah, a charisma roll sounds about right. That's in fact what he rolled.
God, I wish I had more HPs. Damn goblins. Does he obviously seem to recognize me?
Yes, there's a pause when he's saying Ark Carl, and he looks at you for a bit, and then finishes his sentence. Ark Carl.
I extend a hand. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
He does not extend a hand to you.
Okay.
In fact, he starts walking while he talks, but he starts walking in a direction away from you.
Away from me?
Yeah, so
like out the door. Like I come down the staircase at the back end of the Great Hall.
Right.
Set a candle on the table across from him. Like where does he?
So he's all right. So let's set the scene here. We've got.
Who else is in the room?
First off, this medieval town music will not work. Here we go. So we've got the tables have been cleared from the room from the thing. There's a table next to where Baron Song sits up on the slight dais. There are some other tables on the side. So there's no tables in the center of the room, but there are tables off to the side where you can have set your candle. Standing at the base of the dais, there is Aldrich, and adjacent to him is the Retainer Knight. And behind them in a double row are all 10-foot soldiers. And so if you come down on Baron Song's left side from where he's facing.
Song is already here.
Yeah, he's already here, seated in the chair at the top of the dais.
Mm-hmm.
So you come in from the left. You exchange these words with Aldrich, and then he starts to talk. And as he does so, he moves horizontally. Let's get a quick little mappy map. We can actually get rid of this stuff now. No, get rid of this stuff. Actually, in fact, why don't we just make a brand new page and do all this there? Okay, so our Great Hall, this is not going to be to scale, is shaped like this.
Not to scale is a DM's warning that he's about to pull some DM hacks.
There's a dais up here with a chair on it. There are columns running down the side. Very standard Great Hall setup with perfect columns. We have song up here. The stairways exiting are actually over here. Whoops. Like that. Like that. So then we have Aldrich, Knight, and then 2 rows of footmen. So you come out that direction. And Aldrich begins talking and starts walking this way a little bit.
Wait, what's the K? Oh, that's the Knight.
Yeah.
All right. Where did you say where did I set the candle then? Where's their surface?
There are tables kind of lining the sides.
Okay. So
and then there's also a table right here next to the Baron Song.
All right, let's say that the candle's sitting there.
Okay. C for candle. So Aldrich starts walking away and says very loudly, Baron Song, I am here looking for a menace, looking for the same thing others have come through both our counties. There is a wizard, a dangerous wizard, one who has professed to be guarding the phylactery of the long-dead Drexel. He stops his pace kind of over here, well away from you, and kind of awkwardly off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty apparent to everyone that there's a G for Georg, that he's in a very weird position.
I am not that close to the Knight. I'm like tucked. I'm okay. Back a little further. That makes sense.
Sure. We'll move you over here,
thing.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. These movements are apparent to everyone, and the Knight looks to him and looks back to you and just watches you, like he's suspicious of you. Aldrich says, I have searched all of Shirebrook. I have searched Thornwood. And I have spent a day searching through Misty Rapids, looking for Georg.
I probably can't help but roll my eyes. God, they're still at this witch hunt.
Do you know how we look for him, Baron Song? It's hard to find a man. Man can blend in easily. But for us wizards, you see, it's not a matter of finding the man. It's a matter of finding something he has, something recognizable.
Which just happens to be tucked away in extra-dimensional space at the moment.
He turns back to you. Carl! When did you come into the service of Baron Song?
Why, I suppose... I looked at the Baron. A little more than a month ago.
It seems to be just about the time our Georg went missing. Little more. Just enough time. When this gruesome Georg, the Lich Guard, fled our town, the cowardly beast that he was, he took something with him.
Is that Greller on the dais next to Lord Song? Or
no?
No?
I actually forgot to include Greller on the map.
Greller was shaving. Has he?
Yes, he has come down. He is standing beside.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two Gs. Greller is the big G. And standing next to Lord Song. Actually, he wouldn't be on the dais. He would be one step down. Yeah, there he is. Our very own Tyrus Bellows hurled a very unique knife at him. The knife was nowhere to be seen in or around Shirebrook. We have searched the villages around it. The only thing to conclude is that this creature took it with him, and it is this dagger we have been searching for.
Damn.
Carl is the name of the dagger. And here we have a Carl in your presence. Carl, you don't happen to have a magic dagger on you, do you?
I think I grin widely at this. Aldrich, you seem to be a wise man. I'm a bit surprised to see you caught up in all this witch hunt. You may tell Tyrus that if he wants his dagger back, he can come and get it. From my cold, dead hands.
The foot soldiers seem to have fully picked up on what has happened now, and while they are standing at attention, hands on their weapons, like you do at attention, they now shift. The knight gives a one-handed motion to one of them, and they kind of start to spread out, so they're no longer in two parallel lines. They kind of spread out to form one long line, which we shall represent.
Lining up for a lightning bolt?
Kind of like that.
I don't see what you did.
Wait,
the circles aren't the knights?
No, the circles are columns.
Okay.
Yeah. The footmen are the lines. Aldrich turns to Baron Song. Baron Song, you have a monster in your midst. I do not blame you. He's good at hiding things. Were you aware of his true nature as the Lich Guard? Protector of the famed Lich?
There's no Lich, Aldrich.
No?
And 'twas Tyrus that drew first blood.
So you confess you are Georg.
A man takes many names in many times.
Then what of this Lich? What of this phylactery? Rohanna said she read your mind and you thought of it. Do you deny it? Do you deny that you...
While I admit I am a powerful wizard, not every thought I have becomes manifest. Rohanna's a damn fool.
He kind of grits his teeth. So you claim not to have a phylactery, not to be a monster. You wouldn't mind a search of your personal possessions, then?
Excuse me? Might I search your personal possessions? You come into Lord Song's home and demand to search his men? It's a bit presumptuous.
Baron Song remains silent throughout this. I would
tell
be
me what you're looking for.
I am looking for the phylactery of Drexel so that it might be destroyed once and for all.
And what does this phylactery look like? And why would I have it?
That's a good question.
You're chasing ghosts, Aldrich. You can't believe everything you think. And even more, you can't believe everything I think.
If it's not true, why did you hide?
Anna thinks that I think.
Why did you hide? Why did you change your name? Why did you fight Tyrus?
Fight Tyrus? Tyrus fought me. Chased my man Reptar all the way to Thornwood. Murdered him in cold blood and hung him in the town square. Tyrus is the monster, not me.
He was a slave. Who cares?
He was a freed man.
Why did you not come forth? Correct Tyrus, if this was simply a mistake. Submit yourself to us, like an honest man would.
Oh, I'll come for Tyrus yet.
Baron Song finally holds up a hand and says, I will not have bloodshed in my chambers. Aldrich. Carl here professes not to be this Garter of Drexel. And what evidence do you bring us other than the ravings of a wizard? You read his mind one time and sentence him to death on that? You are quick to jump to conclusions. It is long known that Drexel has been dead. A lich he was made during the War of Creation, and undone thereafter. Aldrich seems nervous. The retainer knight has his hand on his sword, and it's like an inch drawn from the scabbard, but not fully. Just kind of partially at the ready. Not Gaeric, what's his name? Greller is the same way. Hand on sword and dagger. Well, actually just hand on sword. Aldrich says, fine then. We will be back tomorrow. And we will see what spells can reveal. I promise you, this man is a monster, hiding foul and dark secrets. Rohanna is a great teacher. She would never make a mistake like that.
Everyone makes mistakes, Aldrich.
You have made your last. He turns and whirls, walking from the room. The footmen slowly follow. The knight backs out, never taking his eyes off of you. They exit and leave the keep. Leaving the three of you in the chamber, along with the servants that are around, having seen all this.
Well, that didn't go as well as I would have hoped.
Well, Carl, if that is still the name you wish to use.
What's in a name?
Did you really name yourself after a dagger?
I unsheath it and show it to him. Tyrus hurled it into my back as he chased me out of town for the mad musings of a diviner. What I said next is true. He hunted down my man, and for mere association with me, had him hung in Thornwood.
I had heard there was a man hung for these crimes. A slave? A freedman?
A slave, whom I freed. Reptar, R.I.P.
Well, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Can you prove your innocence?
I have no idea. I know what he's after. I don't think he does. I don't think it's a phylactery, but certainly is a powerful magical item, and I would hesitate to turn it over to the likes of him.
This is neither his barony nor his county, nor is he any more than an archmage. He has no authority here that we do not grant him. And yet, it would be better to bury this. Civil war would not be good. We have very few men, even if we do have the two of you. He motions to Greller with the same gesture.
What?
Greller, I believe you had best stay in your armor tonight. There is no knowing if these men will try something sneaky and underhanded.
I'm sure they will. I don't know what Aldrich has plans, but he certainly goes tonight to sleep and prepare spells for whatever he thinks is going down tomorrow. I had hoped this could be resolved peacefully.
Undoubtedly, they will send messengers out in the night to spread the news.
What news is there, really? He brings no evidence, just more empty accusations. So what if I am Georg the Grim? Let the small folk whisper of liches, but an archmage and these nobles, this has all gotten out of hand.
My father was a loved man. He was struck down by an assassin with poison. Were he a feared man, I think his life might not have slipped away so quickly. It is better to be feared than loved, Carl.
Well, I don't know what you saw, but I saw much fear in Aldrich.
Well, let us see what the morning brings. Greller, tell the men to make ready and keep a watch all night. Carl, you had best prepare for tomorrow. He gets up and heads away.
I don't even know what prepare for tomorrow means, but I'm always ready to murder hobo. All right.
All right. Rest of the day passes. Also, you learn fly.
Whee! Secret wizard fortress, here I come.
Maybe that's how you escape this. You just cast fly and take off.
Away! No. Flying wraith form. That could be fun. Woo!
All right, you gain an HP.
Surgery?
Surgery, you gain 2 HP.
Yeah. 14 out of 16.
And we go into Friday. What do you do?
Cast another Deep Pockets. Keeping the amulet hidden away. They were tracking Carl. I assumed they would be tracking. I was like, he's tracking the amulet. He got nothing. But
Yeah, locate item requires, or locate object
be really close.
requires something
But
that
he didn't.
you must know.
Yeah. I was never really clear on if they knew what this artifact even existed. It seems like they probably don't.
Mm.
The dwarves dug it up, and I was the first one they asked.
All right. What spells does Aldrich memorize? He does not have a lot of combat spells.
Neither did I. Thanks, Ramdal.
He's not a combat wizard.
Hey, I wanted to resolve this peacefully. I really do want a second opinion on the amulet, but everyone is just so crazy and paranoid that I would not trust any other wizard to look at it.
Well, do you blame them? They think you're bringing back a lich.
Crazy people. I mean, I might be bringing back a lich. I'm not sure. Now that I'm level 6, I can possibly identify it and figure out more information. Because I think I only know of 5 properties that it has. So I think an identify spell at this point could tell me if there are like hidden lich summoning powers that I'm not aware of, or at the very least hidden powers that I'm not aware of. But I don't know. Isn't this going to ruin your campaign world if you just like have every NPC declare war on me and get murdered one by one?
No, because the campaign world is its own. You know, I can set things in here that like parallel universes sort of thing.
I guess I am a dimensionalist.
And also, this doesn't ruin anything. This just adds depth and history that I would otherwise have to create by myself.
Sure, but by the end of this campaign, like all of like Aldrich and Rohana and Tyrus and if they all have to be killed in the course of this campaign,
maybe they don't have to be killed. Maybe you can make peace with them. There are many other things to slay.
Maybe like displacer beasts. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Hey,
God, that is the most useless spell I ever learned.
All right. Next morning.
Yeah. 124 F57 chat sort of points out one of my fears. Once you sacrifice 100 souls, you turn into a lich.
Oh God.
Although I'm metagaming, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen Neil noting how many souls I'm consuming. But that is sort of a secret fear that I have, that there is some trigger like that. Like once you've sacrificed enough souls to Malchus, it unlocks something, or who knows.
All right.
So I guess the next day we around for
middle of the morning. Everyone is, or Kel Greller is beside Baron Song, never more than 5 feet behind him, or never more than 10 feet behind him. Mm-hmm. Kel Crystal has been keeping the gate all night, as well as all the men at arms have been up.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn comes, people are kind of tired, but they're soldiering through it. A servant runs in saying that the entourage has been spotted coming back to the keep. Greller and Song, and I presume you, all head out to the front wall to meet them on the ramparts.
Sure, yeah. I try to not look like a pussy as I hide behind Greller. I guess I get cover from the ramparts in any case, right? It's just a palisade, right? But it has like a platform that you can walk around.
Correct. They approach on horseback, and Aldrich calls out from below, "Open the gates!"
Only Aldrich and the knight are on horseback, or does the whole...
Aldrich and the knight are on horseback. 2 of the foot soldiers are on... Actually, 4 of the foot soldiers are on horseback. The other 6 are on foot.
So they have 6 horses and 6 footmen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It looks like all the supplies that they had been carrying on the horses have been left somewhere else, so they've got as many mounted men as possible. Aldrich calls from below, "Open the gates, Baron!" To which Baron Song replies, "Under whose authority?" Aldrich gets a frustrated look on his face. Baron Song turns to you and says, "Do you have a way to prove your words to him?"
Oh, I was supposed to prove my... I look a little taken aback. I'm not sure what they were expecting. I guess I look down to Aldrich. What is it you seek, Aldrich? What more do you hope to learn?
The phylactery of Drexel. Bring it to me, so that I may destroy it, and throw yourself on the mercy of the court, that you might be granted a quick and painless death.
I told you, Aldrich, I know of no phylactery.
Rohanna has reached into your mind and said otherwise. She is a diviner of great skill.
As I said, we all make mistakes, diviners included. Not everyone who thinks of phylacteries has them.
He starts...
Well, I bet if I were to probe your mind right now, you would... He's casting a spell?
He starts to chant the words to a spell.
I'm going to spellcraft to see what it is. As I say, why, I bet if I were to probe the surface thoughts of your mind, you're thinking about phylacteries as we speak.
Give me a spellcraft proficiency check.
23 pass. I think the spell still gets off, but...
He's casting Detect Magic.
Okay.
I'll
cast Detect Magic too, then. After, mine goes off after him.
He gazes at you, looks you up and down.
Sees out. I guess Carl is probably outside of the robe, but otherwise he just sees my magic. He sees a magic robe. Depending on his philosophy, maybe it's a dimension, the school of dimension, or maybe it's a school of alteration. Right? That's what Deep Pockets. All right. So I cast the same.
All right.
Around later.
Aldrich has on him absolutely nothing magical.
Really?
Nothing.
When I get through the casting, I'll say, well, that's boring.
He calls out one more time. Last chance. I will get the Countess. She will bring men. We will tear down this keep stone by stone if we have to.
I look to the Baron.
He has a worried look on his face and says, if she is convinced of his words, that very well may happen.
I lean in and whisper, what would you have me do? Turn myself in? Tear them to pieces? This has all gotten quite out of hand.
Indeed. Do you have any evidence to support you not having... Oh, you can't prove a negative. Damn it, Aldrich. Why not let him search you and your room? Invasion of privacy it may be, but if it staves off war...
Because there is an artifact I'm concerned with, but perhaps a second opinion. Very well, Aldrich.
Kel Crystal looks to Baron Song, who nods, and she opens the gates.
I step down from the wall.
Okay. They all march in. The men at arms of the barons kind of squaring off against the men at arms of Aldrich. The two knights kind of squaring off. Aldrich slowly approaches you. There's maybe a 15-foot space between you and anyone else.
I should have made another extra dimensional pocket somewhere to hide it in. But maybe I just show it to him and see what he thinks.
Aldrich approaches you.
It's charged with an invisibility. He could just grab it and disappear.
He asks you to hold your arms out. And goes in to start patting you down.
I guess I do that. Is he able to access all my extra dimensional pockets, or is that the caster only?
I think anyone could, but they are on the inside of your robe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he pats you down, and there's no discernible bulge or feeling, and he feels across you and says, then he turns to one of the footmen of Baron Songs and says, "You, foot soldier, show us to his room." The foot soldier looks concerned, looks to Baron Song, who gives a slight nod.
I give a shrug. I say, my workshop is there, and I gesture to the forge, and actually, I'll need to let you in.
Okay. First, you guys go to the workshop.
Yeah, but pretty much everything interesting is in my pockets,
right?
Including
all your magic items, any scrolls you have, your spell books.
Particularly Randall's spellbook. Yeah, absolutely.
You can't fit a spellbook in a pocket, though. It's physically
a 5 cubic foot pocket that can.
But the entrance to the pocket is only so big.
This is a custom. It's a custom robe designed for fitting all my shit.
So you have pockets that are wide enough to slip a spellbook in?
Absolutely.
What's
the point of wide pockets if you can't put all of your shit in the pockets?
All right. Okay. I didn't quite realize you had giant fucking wide pockets that are an inch deep, and the sober's I don't know why he's making this robe. This pocket doesn't make any sense, but...
Exactly.
Okay. He searches your...
Yeah. Furthermore, there are no discernible bulges where the special pockets are.
Right. He searches the shop. They take you into your room. He casts another detect magic spell, scans the room.
There's nothing, Matt. There's the wizard locked door.
Right.
The wizard locked chest in here. I open them for him and show him that the chest is just full of gold. And
he moves the gold about, looking for things.
The books all belonged to Bruce. I don't know if that would mean anything to him, but...
No, he pages through the scrolls, ignores them.
Mm-hmm. The scrolls are actually in a pocket.
Okay.
It's journals and academic tomes of Bruce.
He looks frustrated.
The workshop has some of my things, but nothing of value.
He turns back to you and looks at your robe.
Mm-hmm.
Your clothes, they radiate magic. What are they? Some trick?
I nod.
What's in them?
I let out a sigh. Where are we at this point? Are we up in the room? Or?
You're in the bedroom. It's you and Aldrich in here with everyone else kind of out in the hallway in cramped quarters. Actually, I guess it's you and Aldrich and the knight, the retainer knight. Greller is with Song, and they're outside. And then the footmen are all kind of cramped around in the hallway and downstairs.
guess what's in them.
I feel no pockets at all. These magic... What sort of magic is in these robes?
Debating what to tell him, how much to tell him, whether to lie or come clean.
Your pauses translate into game, though.
Yeah.
Georg.
Come. I will tell you out in the yard. I don't trust you or this. And I nod to the knight.
He nods slowly, and everyone moves back into the yard and squares off into their respective sides again. I should mention this entire time, Kel Crystal has stayed at the gate. She is the gatekeeper. She
is the
doesn't
gate wide open, or is it?
No, she closed the gate after they all came in, but she stays at the gate. She is the gatekeeper.
I should have set up a pocket dimension before this started. Sitting there in my memory, taunting me.
You guys are in the yard. He says, "Now what? Show me. Unmask yourself."
A wizard does not reveal all of his inventions, but I believe I cock my head to the side. How will you know if you found what you're looking for?
A phylactery holds the blood of the Lich.
Do you have spells that can detect such things? I have none. Is that even within a wizard's power?
It would be obvious. It must be a vessel to contain blood. You cannot have a feather be a phylactery. It must contain blood.
Fine. His detect magic is probably still going. Could dump all my things onto the ground, but the amulet comes with it.
Everyone's watching. Everyone's looking at you, Carl. Georg.
I let out a sigh and I start unloading my pockets.
It's like, here's a book.
Yeah.
Here's another book.
Fine then, fine. You can search my robes, and I think my goal is just gonna be to overwhelm him with shit. I'll be like, here, hold this, and I hand him a crowbar and hand him a quarterstaff, and then I
the look
with the scrolls of Bruce, and there's actually a backpack in there that has more things inside of it.
The look of the non-wizards is one of amazement and wonder and confusion as you produce things from inside your robes that can't be produced.
A 25-foot length of silk rope.
Yes. After do you empty the amulet as well?
I leave the amulet in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the amulet, and I will also leave Ramdal's spellbook.
Okay. You take these things out. They're just like on the ground, set everywhere.
I could have done it in one blow, but then everything would have come out.
Aldrich,
I kind of wanted to make a point of it.
Looks about at these things and says, "And how do I know?"
And I'd take my robe off and set it on the ground next to them. Actually, I don't wear anything under my robe, so maybe I don't do that.
He looks about and. What else? You must have the phylactery on you.
You said it yourself. You don't even know what you're looking for. I've shown you all of my things. I've been transparent and truthful.
He seethes with anger.
Oh, but Truth Seer's amulet or ring, I also didn't bother to pull out.
Okay.
It's on a separate sheet, which is why I didn't notice it on my character sheet.
Okay. He seethes with anger and says, "You cannot deny you were looking into Drexel. You asked about him through town.
Mm-hmm.
What is your connection to this lich, if not through his phylactery?"
You are looking into Drexel. What is your connection to the Lich? There are rumors.
You are my connection.
There are rumors in this land of this great sorcerer Drexel. Is it not natural to be curious? Look, I have submitted to your search and your seizure. If you would perhaps approach this more civilly, I would be more open to discussing as colleagues, but you have made yourself an adversary, and it is most unfortunate. If we're done here...
Ugh! He growls and storms off to his horse.
I start loading things back in my pockets.
The men retreat to their horses as well. Crystal opens the gate, and they leave.
I fear I've only... delayed the inevitable. But
all right. They depart, and they leave. That, I think, is it for today. Most interesting.
I want to... Hold on.
No?
As they're leaving and shouting across the wall, I want to slide on Truth Seer's ring and shout out to Aldrich as he's like mounting up and getting off. He's like, "Tell me, Aldrich, do you really not know what you seek? Do you not know what this phylactery is you're looking for?"
I don't know what the phylactery looks like. Legend says it was destroyed ages ago. But a phylactery must contain blood. Which is all true.
Why do you want it?
To destroy it. Also true. Well, I guess if it... Yeah. It's all true.
Well, I'll keep my eyes open. Do let me know if you come up with a test to find or detect such a ungodly artifact.
Without saying a word, he and his men leave. And that's it for today's session. Congratulations, Georg. You have come out of the closet.
Georg comes out of the closet. Secret wizard no longer. I take off Truth Seer's ring, by the way, and put it away. I really do want like a second opinion. I want to know what the amulet does, but everyone acts so crazy and jealous about it. Maybe that's just me, but
let's see. You get 15 experience for each of the goblins you fought.
Fucking goblins.
200 experience for the weak wraiths.
There were like 10 goblins, though, right? Or something
6.
like that. 6.
So, 200 experience for the wraiths.
200 experience wraiths?
For each wraith, yeah.
Call shenanigans. Doesn't it? I thought it was like thousands for wraiths.
It's 2,000 for a full hit die wraith. For a full 5.5. Or 5 hit die plus 5 HP. And these each have D4 HP.
Fair enough.
Let's see. You learned Burning Hands. That's...
Burning Hands and Fly.
Do we say 50 or 100 experience per spell level?
I think it might have been 100.
I think it was 100 too.
For learning.
Yeah.
For casting, it's 50, which
right.
I cast.
So
an enlarge.
400 experience for learning spells. You cast an enlarge, a burning hands, a lightning bolt.
I think that's it. Like the deep pockets doesn't count for anything.
No.
Does the horse count for anything?
No.
Only if I cast it to overcome whatever's.
Yeah. So that's 5 spell levels. So that's
Yeah,
250
so
experience. Let's see. Oh yeah, some experience for the birthday. I think we planted seeds that have not been reaped yet. And then let's do a huge, major storyline. Your Georgness has, well, your lichness, the truth of who you are has come out. That's a pretty monumental event in this story. So let's give you a good 1,500 for that. And you get 10% then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1.1. So that's 3,399 for experience.
3,399, including the 10%.
Yes.
We're a long way from 80K. So we're.
How long of a way are we?
Let's see. I am at 51,532 out of 80.
Quite a long way.
There's still plenty of fun things to do at level 3. I can now fly.
Yes, you can.
And once I get some Displacer Beast hide, I think my next personal quest will be to see if I can find the secret wizard castle in the sky. Clairaudience will be the next spell that I learn.
That's also a 3rd level spell.
Yeah. We kind of just neglected all the shit going down in Thornwood. What was that NPC's name?
Ramdal?
Marjorie.
Oh, Marjorie. Yeah.
Whose sister was kidnapped or murdered by Lady Redshield's.
Yeah, as far as you know, she's still working at the Bait and Tackle.
Unless she got stupid and tried to storm Thornwood by herself.
Yep.
Kind of avoiding ever seeing Ramdal again because I have a spell book, but I guess he doesn't.
You didn't show his spell book to Aldrich, right?
No, I specifically said that.
Right.
Along with
I thought so.
The amulet and the ring stayed in my pocket.
What is your chance to learn Clairaudience? 85?
Chat says that Marjorie is Lady Redshield. I hope that's not a spoiler. That sounds just crazy enough to be true, or just crazy enough to be crazy. I guess we'll find out. What did you ask? What is my
chance to learn Clairaudience?
80%.
Okay. All right, and that's that for Dicing with Death. I think we'll see you guys next week at the same time and same place.
Should work.
Do let us know how this time is working for you. I know it's changed, and probably you Americans aren't able to watch as much, but you Europeans can. So
it's a good American time. It's just the middle of the day. I don't know if people
have work and school and stuff. Some people.
Yeah.
But whatever. I guess we'll see you guys next week. I don't think there's anything else to say.
I guess not.
Nope. Shenanigans is on Saturday this week instead of Sunday, everyone. Remember.
Hardcore Heroes on Sunday.
And Hardcore Heroes on Sunday instead of Saturday. They've just switched for this week and just this week.
Chaos.
Total chaos.
A secret plan to drive more views to Shenanigans?
No, it's a secret plan to actually play Hardcore Heroes.
Fair enough.
All right. Ta-ta, everyone. Good night and goodbye.